This one was kind of a mixed bag for me. There were parts that just made me smile and laugh out loud, for sure. But other parts really made me frustrated and I was just annoyed. And honestly, I was very disconnected with the romance the entire book. So I just read Happy Place by Emily Henry and my overall rating was 3 stars. I honestly probably could rate it a little bit lower, but I don't want to discredit how well Emily writes her stories and how witty and clever and just so unique her writing is. I don't want to discredit that, but I did not enjoy this book as much as I had hoped. So this is a second chance romance, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it is perfect vacation vibes because they're taking a vacation over the summer and it's with a very close-knit friend group. So I really like, first of all, the setup of having multiple couples in the book. Even though they weren't focusing on each couple, it was kind of neat to have that experience of like different couples and they were all together hanging out and doing this vacation together as like a really big, well not really big, but close-knit friend group. So again, Emily Henry's writing is just so clever, very witty, very unique. So that definitely kept me going in the story, wanting to know how it ends, wanting to continue listening to the stories, you know, reading through the adventures that they took on this trip or past, present, all of those things. So it definitely kept me going, and that is something that I applaud Emily Henry on for sure, because I feel like if the writing wasn't so well, I would have definitely DNF'd this book. I didn't really enjoy the past and present timelines because it is a second chance romance. It like goes back in time and tells the story of like how they began dating and how they eventually got engaged and all of this stuff, but then it's also talking about the present and like what's going on and how they're having to fake date because they haven't told their friends that their engagement broke off and all of this stuff. I don't know, it just didn't work well for me specifically. I do sometimes like multiple POVs. I like having the different point of views. There was not multiple POVs as in like Wynn had a POV and Harriet had a POV. It was all from Harriet's point of view, but the timeline was different and kind of sporadic throughout the book. And so it was okay, but it just wasn't, I don't know, maybe it's just because I don't like second chance and I would have preferred watching their relationship from the very beginning and watching it grow slowly over time, eventually getting to a point, rather than this is where we are now, I don't like this, I'm very uncomfortable, blah blah blah, and then going back in time and trying to see how they connected to begin with. I don't know, I just didn't care for it. Another thing that really bothered me was this couple went an entire 2 months without telling anybody, especially their close friends, that they were no longer engaged, and that blew my mind. And I think that's what was aggravating me the whole time, because I'm like, these are supposed to be your best friends, these are supposed to be your close-knit people, like the people you go to for everything and anything, and you have not told them. I don't know, it just didn't make sense to me, and it was annoying and aggravating because I was like, seriously, you're gonna hide like the biggest thing that's ever happened from your friends? I can understand maybe a week or maybe even 2 weeks just trying to figure things out, that's understandable, but 2 whole months? Like, why? And I think because I was so disconnected with the romance and just how it all went down, it was one of those that I was more interested in the friend group and how all the friends connected and all the adventures they did and all the stories that they had. I was way more interested in that than I was the romance, which was crazy because the whole book is supposed to be about the romance. And the whole time I was like, I really wish this was just a book about the friend group, or, you know, how more on how they became friends and like what they do throughout the year when they don't see each other, because, you know, they're out of college and they're no longer like connected in the way they were, but they still take this vacation every summer because they want to stay connected, and just all of these things. I was more interested in the friend group than I was the romance. There was a certain point in the book and there was an inner monologue that Harriet had about like this huge paragraph of feelings that she was going through since the engagement was broken off, and like all of these things that she was dealing with and feelings that she was still having and things she was struggling with. But in the end, all she said was, I'm fine. And that hit hard because I was like, there's so many times where I feel like we do that, where we, you know, have all of these thoughts and feelings in our head, but then all we say to other people is, oh, I'm fine, it's a good day, you know, all this stuff. Like we hide all of these emotions and then we portray that we're okay and we're fine, but really on the inside we're dying and we have so much we're trying to work through. So during this entire book, all I could think of was that inner monologue, and the entire time I was like, this is exactly what we do, whether it's with people people we know, whether it is with ourselves even honestly, or it's our relationship with God. Like, we are constantly like hiding true emotions from ourselves and other people and God, and we never fully go to those people or God and just be honest with them. And that's what we should be doing. Hiding it and tucking it away in our hearts is not helping us. And that's really one of the big things that I got out of this book, and that good reminder of stop hiding these things and acting like everything is okay. God gave us other people to help each other through this, and God gave us Jesus so that we could have a relationship with him, so that we can come to him with those struggles and be able to be honest with him and open and real and raw and just share everything that we're going through. And it was just a beautiful reminder, good confirmation that even in books we're seeing it, that hiding our feelings and our struggles is not helping us. We should be able to be honest with someone that we trust and someone that we feel loved with and someone that we know will be protective over our information. And so I just pray that that's something that you can get out of this video. Yes, I want you to get the information that I'm trying to give and my rating and all of that stuff, but more than anything, I just want you to be able to understand that I hope and pray that you can find someone in your life that you can go to and be honest with. Or if you don't have that, I pray that you can go to God and be honest with him and share your struggles with him and just ask him for help in what you are struggling with. There is freedom in being honest, and I hope you can find that in someone, especially in God. So in the end, it was a solid 3 stars for me. Had mixed feelings for the most part, just didn't enjoy it as much as I had hoped, but Emily Henry did it again. Her writing, her wittiness, her clever, unique, everything that she does is just something very, very different. It's a different experience when you're reading her books compared to other ones that I've read in the past. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Thanks for joining me. Let me know your thoughts if you've read this book. What did you like? What did you not like? And until I see you next time, peace out.